to please accomplish our pre-evaluation, before we proceed with our program. So I think one of our board already posted the link to this, or you can just scan the QR code here on your screen. All right. Okay. So moving forward, um, we now get to know, no, at least ngayon, kailangan malaman na natin sino yung ating speaker. And to introduce our speaker for this afternoon, may I call one of our board of directors here in PAARL, Miss Geraldine De Leon.
Thank you, Ms. Donna. Good afternoon. Our speaker for this afternoon is a marketing and certified association management professional. He is the association management executive and a project officer of the Philippine Retailers Association, the national organization of retailers in the country. He is the officer in charge in the organization's retail learning programs to upgrade and update their skills and competency of the retails and helping them create more competitive retail workforce and managing the marketing communication of these programs to different businesses from SME to C-level retailers. He designed the organization's learning program structure, the Retail Leadership Academy, the umbrella programs offered into different target categories from micro, small, medium, and large enterprises with a total of 70 plus retail and non-retail in-person seminars in partnership with the various subject matter experts and technology solution provider. In 2020, he is the project leader of virtual learning programs, the digital version of its existing events to help inform the retail industry on the latest topics that will help them survive and thrive with new retail market. On the bigger event scale, he handles and stores Asia Expo, the biggest retail supplier exhibition in the country, and his new project, Retail Leaders Summit, the most important retail summit event in the Philippines, uncovering retail best of the next generation. He holds Bachelor of Science in Commerce, major in Marketing Management from Far Eastern University Manila, a cum laude and a recipient of Philippine Marketing Association Leadership Gold Award. Ladies and gentlemen, let us join me in welcoming Mr. Ivan Ray T. Verzonilla.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Yes, sir.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for inviting me to speak at your event. Believe me, this will be an interesting discussion to our dear attendees today and learn about creating a comprehensive and helpful marketing plan to digital library environment. The last few years have taught us a lot. Today, we're going to be smarter, faster, and more innovative. We're no longer just getting through. Now it's our time to break through. So I will just screen share my presentation. One moment. In this learning session, discover how to break through or power through challenges, push boundaries, and make change and inspiration from some of the brand's most talented pieces and campaigns to accelerate your organization goals for 2023. And now, it's your time to break through. Before we start, let's have a warm up. I will ask each attendees, all of you, I will ask one item lang and please answer it via chat box. I know that you're very familiar with some of the brands that you're using, and please name your top 5 favorite brands. Either you're using it personal or professional na ginagamit niyo or binibili niyo every day or when needed. So I can start siguro. So my top 5 brands are Netflix, Uniqlo, Nova Chips, Jollibee, and Messy Bessie. So please chat please type your answers in a chat box. So first, top of mind, ano yung pinaka-favorite ninyong brand, top 5, na naiisip ninyo everyday na bibilin, na ito yung susuotin, ito yung gagamitin ng mga anak ko sa office and so on. So okay, I will read. So some are Uniqlo, Netflix, Mac Makeup, Asus, Colgate, Netflix. So majority Netflix. So you're very familiar with some of the K-dramas or any action movies that you've been watching while we're experiencing COVID, and also right now in this recovery period, you're still remembering or you're still buying your favorite products. Okay, so H&M, Sperry, Netflix, Uniqlo, Canva. Okay. So the reason why I am moment. Okay, the reason why I am asking this is because after the turbulent times we're all experienced, when many brands and companies, even the organizations, whether it's a trade, non-stock, or a profit-generating organization, were forced into operating tactically just to survive, it's time for us working in an organization, company, library executives, or even school administrators to start thinking strategically. Again, my dear friends from the library institution, it's time for us to recreate, reconnect, and championing the in-person and digital activities to elevate the student learning. Okay. In today's agenda, we're focusing on 3 topics. Number 1, what has marketing landscape happened in the Philippines? How Filipinos has changed? The second part, reimagining the marketing role of library executives. And lastly, mapping out your marketing strategies in both in-person and online library environment. Okay. It's no secret that marketing is experiencing a massive disruption, from the packaging, logo changes, additional flavors, curbside pickup and delivery, and many more. There are 3 key areas that have emerged in the Philippines. First, students' behavior is shifting towards the future. In this age of disruption, wherein some of the students are now focused on getting digital and community building. In terms on students' profiles, there are 3 classifications or categories of these demographics. First is the millennials, which is I belong, or some of you are belong. I'm millennial pa, no? Gen Z, and the new category in the market segmentation is Generation Alpha, or these are the generation na ang first ever na naabutan nilang platform is Instagram. I will discuss later on. And second, universities and colleges are innovating faster than ever before. Some of our administrators are thinking future forwards in terms of the growth of unified offline and online models like digital, hybrid learning, and emerging industry behaviors. These are categorized as cultural, regulatory, political, that influence the behavior to transform and innovate our business or organization. And lastly, breakthrough platforms such as channel expansion, increasing digital online investments, and student bonding campaigns. No, student bonding campaigns, these are the leadership areas geared towards the student leaders' skills and capabilities, and rise of content creators to be well known in the market. Okay, let's take a look at this video.
ko naisip natitigil ang mundo. Ganun pa man, tuloy pa rin na iniisip mo ako. I feel good when I feel safe. I feel good, I feel good dahil feel ko na safe ako sa'yo. I feel good, so good. I feel good because I feel safe. I feel good, I feel good dahil feel ko ang pag-iingat mo. Di ko nakita na tayo'y dapat lumayo. Ganun pa man, tanaw pa rin, damang-dama ang pagtingin. I feel good when I feel safe. I feel good, I feel good dahil feel ko na safe ako sa'yo. I feel good, so good. I feel good because I feel safe. I feel good, I feel good dahil feel ko ang pag-iingat mo. I'm always safe sa feeling mo. Sa makdo, always yan ang feeling ko.
Okay. When we observe the commercial or the advertisement of McDonald's Philippines during the pandemic, these are the three things that we need to understand. The story emphasizes the experience of feel-good moments while feeling safe as they eat and drink their favorite meals. The second one is ensuring the store is safe, so they can go back to their loved ones they have missed, doing a move forward without fear, but with mindfulness, and delivering a safe experience from establishments and different channels. Um, this restaurant focuses not just, even the other restaurants, if they're focusing on selling chicken, selling burgers and fries and so on, they are also thinking about their target market, which is also generating leads to their stores. But during pandemic, they unite and geared on community building, health and safety protocols, and also how to make sure that their customers feel safe when they go to their store.
Ang virus nasa pabahay mo rin.
Virus!
Kaya manlawan with Downy Antibac para bye-bye virus.
Okay, when we think of this advertisement, this is Downy. The brand used edutainment as their key storyline for brand building and learn new ways of connecting with customers through CSR efforts. There's a new term called edutainment, and it started, I think, last 2020. It used to 2020 during the pandemic, and TikTok, one of the global brands, and I know that some of you are using TikTok. They think that video and content must merge and let their viewers know everything about education with entertainment. And somehow, some of the brands, well, yung ibang brands, ginagamit na rin yung edutainment o I think last 2 to 3 years. But with the emerging market, and since majority of us are ay nasa bahay, while working from home, we watch TV, we saw some advertisements, pop-up advertisements. I think they use an edutainment as part of their marketing campaign in making sure now they are well being known also by their target attendees during the pandemic. And in the CSR efforts, they partnered with the Department of Health and helping the mothers on how and their children on how to start a good hand washing and also the things relevant to health and safety. Okay, let's now go to reimagining the marketing role of library executives.
K-드라마 트와이스랑 함께 도와줘요. 상큼한 레몬라임 맛으로 어떤 스타일이든 아이스와 함께해요. 마운틴듀 아이스.
Okay, it's safe to say that 2022 is still certainly a challenging and yet innovative year to all marketers to build brands. What should we take away from the pandemic? What can we do to help our students and stakeholders learn innovatively and participative to our programs and activities? How is marketing being redefined in the age of COVID recovery? On the first part, old truth, executives begin with knowing your students. The COVID-19 crisis has reinforced us what we already know. We communicate with the students when they go to library, spending their time to study, read, and learn new things. As we now experiencing a massive changes today, our goal is how to know each of the students in every category, or is simply called segmentation. Who would have thought that this group of students that they're not active in the school before pandemic in different organizations, but today they are now dive into their excitement and participate in different activities. In this section, the brand taps in this commercial, the brand taps a K drama, or what we call Korean drama feels, to sell the soft drinks brand. Okay, um, let's take a look at this segment. Some of you, as well as I, belong to a millennial generation, uh, born 1980 to 1994, and most of my colleagues in um, are digital natives. We are socially connected via multiple devices, posting some breakthrough moments in social media, throwback some things na nagawa mo when you're in elementary or you're in high school, and learn how to selfie. Okay, the next one is Generation Z, born between 1995 and 2012, and they are passionate about the planet and sustainability, valuing the authenticity and realness of the campaign of the company's campaign marketing campaigns, being mindful in mental health and well-being, and challenging to sell products. And we experienced that during the pandemic. Some of the students are posting their mom's dishes, and they sell via online, so via Lalamove or via Grab or Angkas. And we experienced that during pandemic. While the generation Alpha, born in the year 2013 and 2024, they learn how to create Instagram account. As I mentioned last time, these are the generation na naabutan nila yung mismong Instagram. I experienced that some of my relatives and friends na may family na, I was shocked wherein inad ako ng isang bata. So I assume na baka fake account, or a fake account, I mean. So yun pala, ginawa niya ng account yung anak niya. So in that case, they are tech savvy and more active in their parents' smartphones and tablet devices. So makikita mo at the age of 2, 3, 4, and 5, hindi na pacifier yung hawak nila, but they are now geared on technology. So that new generation is now challenging to marketing industry, and they want to make sure that if they create a more relevant products or relevant activities geared towards that generation, it will be best for them to study. No, aside to study, checking out what's in it for these kids dun sa mga products, and of course the moms, the parents, and yung mga kapatid, and they think some ways on how to market that in the generation alpha. So that's a new challenging part in the marketing industry. And lastly, okay, this advertisement came from Pen Shop, one of the leading fashion retailers in the country. And aside from Pen Shop, just to share with you, some of the well-known retail brands are from June until December, they shifted into producing mask, producing some yung mga damit ng mga nurse and doctors, and other things relevant to health and safety, alcohol, sanitizer, and so on and so forth. And they created a new market for them to reach doon sa new segment. So the new segment is the Generation Z and Generation Alpha, who would have thought na yung isang fashion retailer, they selling alcohol, they selling face masks. And in that case, it's an opportunity for them to create a new things that will give them more manageable and activeness in the industry. And although students hope you have what they want, if they want to study, their top of mind is library. Okay, and if not, they will study in university's premises or go to their home. But now, students expect you to have exactly what they want. They are now in the position to look at these traditional channels, accessibility, and convenience, building some degree of living both in person and digital. So Pen Shop created a segment called conscious generation. When we say conscious generation, it's a balance between fashion and sustainability. Okay, the next slide is a study revealed by Hootsuite, a social media management platform, to analyze what it needs by marketers to learn more about the new normal. There are 6 trends that they research, and the first one is the brand strategy trend. It talks about the participation of social community, Viber, Facebook, Twitter, as an extension to connect, share, and get closer to the students to participate and attend the event. The second one is social advertising trend. Marketers are shifting their resources to where they can make the most impact. The third one is the ROI trends. Most of the marketers are putting their effort to put budget to their marketing and social media programs. If not, they're going to use an organic approach, which is no budget, but only your effort to market it to your friends, to your relatives, to your office mates, and to your and to your colleagues. And the fourth one is the social commerce trend. This trend is to be just a satellite of business. Social used to be just a satellite of business, but now it's the brand's voice and the backbone of new experience. If you think about this kind of trends, the traditional companies are always putting their budget into events, into any programs that is that geared towards in person. Even the awards night, they're putting that these are the most entertaining and massive events, even the concerts. But when the pandemic hit us, most of the traditional companies realized that I think there's a market online, not just online, but complementing online and in person. There's a term called unified commerce. When we say unified commerce, it's a strategy, or it's a channel wherein you will combine both offline and online events to market your products, events, or services. And right now, most of the companies or even organizations are now gearing on unified commerce. And lastly, customer care trend. Social has become the front line of this crisis, most especially the food sector. They find new opportunities to streamline the programs. As I mentioned a while ago, some of the students sell their yung mga tinitinda ng kanilang mga mother, yung kanilang family business via online. And speaking of food, it was also adapted by these well-known food restaurants or food companies, and who would have thought that some of the international and very expensive na mga food services makikita na natin sa supermarket. And at that moment, the their marketing executives realized na okay, I think there's a market in the supermarket. Let's say, for example, Pancake House, Wildflower Cafe, Din Tai Fung, Tim Ho Wan. These are the most well-known, one of the most well-known premium restaurants na, somehow afford ng iba and somehow medyo pricey. And when they sell that sa supermarket, it's a new avenue for them to tap new markets. Like me, di naman ako masyadong kumakain sa ganung mga restaurant, and I bought this this cold stuff dun sa supermarket. And they think that it will be a good market for them to sell outside their restaurant. What makes relevant for the library executives? The library is a heritage avenue, is a heritage avenue for the students to study, as well as the graduate students. It will be a good time for them to go to library and research some of the things that they need to their presentation. And the best way to survive in this recovery market is to explore, to my dear library executives, I think it's now our time to explore new things outside, outside the library. If magagawa ng iba, of course, kaya din nating magawa. And somehow, it will take time for us to realize na, okay, it will be another time for us to study, to research, and so on and so forth. But, it will be a challenge for us to tap these markets. Who are our target markets? The students, most especially the stakeholders, the alumni, the executives of the university, colleges, and schools. And it will be best for us to take a look at this moment and, enlighten us in case if we have an existing project, why not we study them and make sure na baka merong ibang market na pwede nating itap to market our event offline or in person. I think 2021, second quarter or third quarter, dun pa lang nagsisilabasan yung mga, based on my experience, yung mga corporate executives or even yung mga big companies na nag-i-event na sa hotels, sa mga convention centers, and even us. We started like this year. 2021, we decided to put in a perspective to do it online because we're still had enough concerns in terms of the attendance, but we realized na okay, I think it's time for us to do in-person events. But in 2022 we already organize in-person events. One of my projects, and when we experience, there are some adjustments, and aside from some adjustments, it will, well, aside sa tumaas ang rate, di ba? So aside sa tumaas ang rate, it will be a challenge for us to market and punuin yung 1,000 attendees sa SMX Convention Center. And we realize, take note, we realize na gustong-gusto na pala nilang lumabas. Gustong-gusto na nila lumabas because they are now tired about webinars, about doing projects online. They want na magkaroon na ng avenue for them to, remake and remind their friends na, uy, makikita na tayo. We are now doing offline events. So I think if in our case, if nakaya na namin, kayang-kaya nyo rin. It will take most probably 1 month or 2 months to study and check out what are the best dates kung saan natin i-organize yung mga in-person events natin. And definitely, hindi pa rin mawawala ang online because nakatatak na sa mind and body ng mga organizations na when we don't use online, most probably our events will suffer. And if it will suffer, it will take time for us to realize na okay, sayang naman hindi tayo nag-allot ng time to market online kasi doon tayo mag-generate ng attendees. In your case, for the students, same thing with the students. When the class, when nag-start yung class, automatic very excited the mga students. And like what I mentioned a while ago, may hinahanap kasi sila. And yung hinahanap nila, that will be your challenge to make sure na, okay, ano ba yung mga activities na dapat pwedeng gawin natin sa library department for us to, to reach out with the students, to reach out with these stakeholders. And with that, it will be a more convenient for us, to enlighten na, okay, we will doing a simple marketing plan for us to, to making sure na maayos, well organized, and mabibrief natin lahat ng mga organizers, you as organizers, before the event pa lang, what will be a good topic? Who are our attendees? Will it be the first year, second, the freshman, the sophomore, or the junior or senior? Will it be the graduating students? Will it be the premium segment, which is the administrations? What kind of events na dapat ba nating ma-organize? Are we going to use a social media to to invite students, and so on and so forth? Okay, let's take a look at this. In terms of the social media capability, Facebook, the top 3 social platforms that are using right now in the world are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. When we say Facebook, it's more on interaction. When we say it's more on interaction, It's more on, families, friends. We are going to chat them, posting some memories. Lumabas kami galing sa mall, kumain kami sa restaurants. The Instagram is a segment of the millennials, and Instagram is another platform, personalized. When I go to beach, I will do selfie, doing some relaxation moments, and I will post that to Instagram. So that's how Instagram works. And lastly, the top three social platform that they're using is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional account, and most of the executives are using LinkedIn to get more connections, get more partners, get more sponsors, or even the schools. I saw some of the leading schools in the country are tapping LinkedIn to share the achievement of their alumni, the participation of the schools in different exhibits, in different conferences, the award giving body by the school, by the individuals. So they tap LinkedIn. So I saw some of the universities and colleges there, and even other schools, the schools, whether you're elementary, high school, colleges, and universities, you can tap LinkedIn as part of your, a corporate factor, a corporate avenue. When you tap your alumni, reaching out with them, if affiliate siya ng malaking company, you will invite them, and having an event with them. Let's say, for example, this name of school in partnership with, for example, Unilever or Universal Robina Corporation. It's more on communication, it's more on relationship. Right now, in this recovery, they are now aggressive in doing relationship, not just on a personal relationship, but relationship in terms on tapping these new markets. If we're going to tap a new market, let's say, for example, we will have an event. Let's say, for example, that school will doing an event on October, and it will this event is in partnership with a foundation. Magkakaroon ng mga exhibit, magkakaroon ng mga fine dine events. It will take time for you to market that, or tatawagan niyo isa-isa via phone, via mobile. You can use Viber to reach out with them. You can use LinkedIn. If you have Facebook, you can post that. In terms of organic, if you have limited budget, you can use referral management or affiliate marketing. If you have any connections or any administrators na may kakilala sa mga media industry, or even sa mga institution, or even bloggers, you can check out with that and explore if this will be a good marketing tool for you to market your events. According to Elena Melnikova, the Chief Marketing Officer of Talkwater, it's a social institution platform. It says that the distinction between the digital and physical is blurring. Younger generations are leading the charge. There will be some opportunities and challenges for brands to take on as through the shift. But when it comes to the amalgamated, tapping the online and offline experiences, it's not a question if the marketers react, but when. As I mentioned a while ago, if nagagawa na nga nila last year or first quarter or second quarter, what more pa kayo, 'di ba? I always told by some of my partners when they ask me, Ivan, meron na ba tayong in-person event? Gusto na namin mag-event in partnership with you. Mag-event na, gusto namin itap yung province, gusto namin itap yung mga government institution. I always tell them na, yes, of course. Because if hindi pa natin gagawin ito, 'di ba, kailan pa? 'Di ba? So we need to execute what kind of marketing campaigns are we going to use. But before that, syempre, pag-aaralan muna natin kung paano gawin yung a comprehensive and simple marketing plan for my dear executives. The next one is mapping your marketing strategies in your offline and library environment. Okay. A robust marketing strategy, it includes who have never heard of your brand all the way to repeat customers. And this defined strategy, you'll essentially be throwing things to the wall to see what sticks, and it is costing, cost, time, and resources. And the purpose of the marketing strategy is to align your team to specific goals. Ano ba yung goal natin para i-market yung ating mga activities and projects. It will also help you if you have a marketing strategy, it will help you tie your efforts to business or organization's objectives. And lastly, allow you to identify and test what resonates with your target audience. Okay. The first one, the first fundamental steps in creating a marketing campaign is first creating the foundation. What are your vision? What are your mission, goals, and values? There are four questions na pwede nating i-ask, no? I-ask sa ating mga executives or even to ourselves. What is it that you are offering in the market? What are you looking to accomplish? How many students are you looking to generate to attend the event or visit the library? How many lives do you looking to impact? In terms of that, let's take a look at this video.
Welcome ka dito sa SM. Come as you are. Mahilig ka man sa pabago-bago o sa paikot-ikot. Yung nag-a-adulting or parenting. Ikaw na kulot, white-haired, purple-haired, kayong magkaibigan na nagkaibigan. Buong barkada, yung gusto mo chill lang or gawin yung feel mo lang. We know you're changing, so we're changing with you. Come on in, we're all in. At SM, you're always welcome here.
Okay, in this case study, the SM Supermalls is a part of SM Prime Holdings, the real estate conglomerate of the SM Investments Corporation. Before pandemic, they are only typical mall. Every Saturday, every Sunday, when we go to mall, alam natin may activities, alam natin may concert, alam natin we will we will be with our family, with our friends, with our relatives to eat in a nicer restaurant, bonding moments kumbaga. And post-pandemic, right after they realized na, okay, I think we already have the market, but I think we need to innovate. Even though whether you're a small, medium, or a big organization, you will realize na I think may changes na nangyayari in terms on, let's say for example, foot traffic. Let's say for example, in a university or colleges, bakit konti lang yung pumapasok? Bakit may napapansin ako na parang walang masyadong activities? Something like that. Right now, post-pandemic, they are now focusing on the values-led campaign. Values-led campaign promoting DE&I, or what they call diversity, equity, and inclusion. They are now more focusing on sustainability efforts. If you're noticed, when you go to a mall, may makikita kayong green fines. That's the sustainability project of SM Supermalls. And during pandemic, they released a social media commercial that MSME as part of their success journey. Without MSME, walang SM. But they realized na I think it is our time to give back to our MSMEs na tumulong sa atin to grow this institution. In this case study, writing the if you're going to create a fundamentals like vision, mission, goals, and values, write this down into a clear and specific goals to help you create a great direction to work with your marketing plan. Without having this direction, your marketing efforts are going to feel scattered. The second one is mapping out your student experience journey. Just to share with you, in a corporate, in the corporate world, they call it customer experience journey. When we say customer experience journey, okay, let's take a look at this example. Pagpasok mo sa isang store, ano yung una mo makikita? Diba? Let's say for example, a merchandise items. Second one, ano yung next na pupuntahan nila? Siyempre, yung pinaka-important matter. For example, ako, na need ko ng cologne, pupunta ako sa cologne section. And after that, what will be the next? Hindi pa yon, pupunta pa ako sa isang section na I think kailangan ko bilhin. Bibili ako ng either underwear or a t-shirt or an accessories. And after that, pumunta ako sa isang section kasi daming tao dito sa side. Na-attract ako, na-challenge ako na bibili ako nito kasi kailangan ko ata. So psychologically speaking, I attracted with these kinds of merchandise items. And after that, pumunta na ako sa cashier, dun sa mismong section na babayaran. And after that, I will go out and realize na, okay, I bought many items. And it's called customer journey. And this will allow you, or the student experience journey, and taking the time to map your student experience journey is a great way to help you better target your marketing, doing a conversion plan, improve experience, and identify problem areas in your funnel. The funnel, I will discuss that on a latter part. It will help you also to create better targets and segmentation if you have a comprehensive student experience journey. And this will allow you to break down these individual steps that goes through before marketing your programs. By creating a journey, you'll be able to think about these steps before you implement to market anything. If you want to potentially segment your programs or activities, whether online or in person, instead of having scattered approach. I consolidate a type of journey na pwedeng maging relevant sa industry. These are 5 journey: awareness, consideration, convert, loyalty, and advocacy. On the awareness section, well, if before we go through, to think of a better marketing plan and to market our event, let's say for example, we have an event this third quarter and fourth quarter. Let's say 6 or 7, majority in person, although yung dalawa online. You need first to conduct, on the awareness side, this is the researching options. You need to conduct offline and online search. Ask peers to advise, see social media postings. We need to make sure na, okay, ano ba yung mga nangyayari ngayon sa paligid natin? Ano ba yung mga ginagawa ng students ngayon? Are they looking at attending a specific event? Let's say, for example, a food or a book relevant event. So doon nyo pag-aaralan kung anong klaseng type ba ng mga, ano ba yung mga type ng target market ninyo. Attends webinars, in-person event. When you attend webinars, well, I know that all of you are attending webinars and in-person events, and while learning and learning in the event, nagja-jot down ka kung ano ba yung mga important notes na pwede nating ma-benchmark or pwede nating magamit. So that's the awareness part. Also download website references, studies via PDF file. And there are key things na you need to look out doon sa 5 student experience journey ninyo. Number 1, what are these channels ba na kailangan ko silang hanapin? Maybe you can search, let's say for example, an event relevant to history. In terms on history, anong klaseng history? Let's say for example, the history of Christmas season. Let's say for example, the history of the founder. Are we going to use search, social media, and website to look out some things na dapat itap pag gumawa tayo ng team? KPI or the key performance indicators, these are the impressions, whether it's organic or paid when we post a teaser or a first announcement. We are going to check, the followers, number of likers, number. Sometimes chine-check natin, yun hindi natin maiiwasan yun. And the responses, are we going to listen to vlog, social media postings when we receive emails? Are we going to use that as a references for us to craft a good project or a good event? And then opportunities. The next one is consideration. Getting educated on activities, request info, needs assessment, and presentation. This consideration is like, okay, ano ba yung mga dapat nating i-consider bago tayo mag-start na gumawa ng event? Okay, magre-request muna ako ng information dun sa colleague ko. Please kindly search this item bago natin i-present sa boss natin. Needs assessment, okay, we need to assess baka hindi siya marketable. Kung marketable, we can now move on to the next step. If not, okay, I will go back to the first part on the awareness side. Baka may kulang akong information na dapat kong ilagay doon sa proposal ko. And then pag pina-check ko doon sa boss ko, automatic, it will get approved. And also presentation. The next one is to convert. Confirming the conversion part is not, aside from money or monetary relevant items, kasi syempre gagastos ka talaga eh. Some of the companies, some of the educational institutions, may mga budget to organize an event, whether in person, on online. But right now, based on the study by Hootsuite, they are now focusing budgeting via social media. Although low budget na lang on the events, although medyo malaki-laki rin, pero hindi siya masyadong kalakihan, i-compare mo dun sa social media budget because nandun yung market nila. In terms of the partnership, there will be an agreement, training, new campaign, na sa tingin ninyo, ma-observe ninyo. If it's more on part, okay, what are these kinds of partnerships na pwede nating itap? Let's say for example, in partnership with your media center, with the foundation, if you're going to organize a trainings or seminars, sino ba yung mga dapat nating itap na mga specific na company or organizations or industry consultants or a new campaign? If we already putting if we're now success on the awareness side, on the new campaign, doon na natin malalaman na okay, meron na tayong mga na-observe na pwede nating gawing topic doon sa event natin, most especially in-person event. In terms of loyalty, continuing the use of services and support. Kasi dito natin ma-realize na okay, when we already market or naglabas na ng teaser doon sa social media or even doon sa bulletin boards natin, dapat ba nating i-market both or if marami namang dumadaan doon sa bulletin board natin, are we not going to use social media if konti lang yung tao? Sa tingin ba natin yung market natin ng mga students, let's say for example, specifically first or second year students, are we going to create or tap our, the mother institution, let's say for example, the Juan de la Cruz University, and we will check out with their media centers na baka naman ma-post ninyo yung yung event natin for to market the students, because most of the students are online, reads posts and attends the event. And in terms of that, makikita natin na if maraming students na nag-share, nagla-like, or even pinopost nila doon sa kanilang mga organizations, if they're a student leader, the loyalty takes import na. Meaning to say, your assessment is effective, and in terms of on partnership and conversion tools, you have the right market na in-align para ma-market yung event ninyo. Lastly, advocacy. It is a recommendation from students, friends, and peers. And in that case, yung mga students, usually kapag alam na nila na very beneficial sa amin yan, the referral from a peer will take place na. So meaning to say, i-announce, let's say for example, i-announce ng isang student organization na may event si this university and ng venue dito sa library, and of course the challenge there is to market. Who are these organizations that are going to tap by the organizer? And with that, the advocacy part, meaning to say, they already supported and know your organization. They're very familiar. Your marketing, your plan is very active. Your content is really relevant to their needs and wants, and so on and so forth. The next part is the creating a buyer's persona. And we need to look at who are your target market. As I mentioned a while ago, if we're already get and create a student experience journey, kasi doon yung malalaman ano ba yung mga behavior ng students, saan ba sila palaging nakatambay, saan ba sila palaging nag-stay in terms on different platforms, whether inside the university or online. So doon yung pinaka-individual or consolidated section para malaman ninyo kung saang journey ba sila makikita. Okay? And by creating a persona, as I mentioned, you need to look who are your target market. This will be by and create a clearly defined target persona for you, for your projects and activities, so that you're not taking a scattered approach most organizations do. It's like a radio waves or listening to Spotify. You're tuning in the radio or that platform, you got these high bouncing frequencies. Because if it's not really tuned in, it will not really resonating with everyone. Whether you start tuning and refining, when you start tuning and refining your message to speak to a particular audience, frequency gets dialed. And it's your signal is getting clearer and clearer, and you'll be getting neared by the students and stakeholders. Like what I mentioned, it's very critical for us to know who are our target market. Like what I mentioned in my previous presentation, some of the companies are struggling. They still have their current market. They have to find out who are these new markets na dapat nila to sell their products or just like in your case, usually kapag mag-event tayo, very generic. Okay, mag-event tayo ng awards night, mag-event tayo that geared towards, let's say for example, topics like history, topics like, let's say for example, digital marketing, or a topic like sustainability or a relevant to health and safety. So at this moment, you need to find out to identify who are these who are these attendees. It's not, I'm not saying na okay sayang naman kasi wag niyo nang i-market doon sa isang health institute or a business institute. You take a look at your journey and doon niyo isusulat kung sino-sino yung mga target market niyo. Hindi na tayo maghuhulaan one day or sabihin na natin 1 week before the event. Teka lang, may poster na tayo. Sino ba yung attendee natin dito? So at least organize tayo at hindi scattered yung information na nakikita yung information na nagawa natin. Sayang kasi if we're going to put that in a perspective na okay, 1 week pa lang tayo gagawa, 1 week pa lang tayo mag-iisip kung sino yung market natin, definitely gumawa ka na ng plano mo. You take a look at this student's experience journey, 1 month or 2 months for the event. What kind of content are we looking at to make sure na kapag nabasa ng students or yung target market natin, even stakeholders, relevant na sila doon. Okay, I will attend the event. Okay, please, I already registered. So at that moment, you are already get their attention. And buyer persona, subcritical demographic, and psychographic information include age, location, and changes. So in this kind of, as what I mentioned a while ago, whether you're going to organize an event, let's say for example, third quarter or fourth quarter, 2 months before the event, or even half of the month, you need to already prepare na so that hindi na magkakaroon ng hassle for you to identify, okay, naku, mahirap naman magsisi sa bandang huli like, naku, sayang naman yung content ng event natin kasi ang konti lang nung umattend. Tapos syempre magtatanong ng administrator, o sino ba yung attendees nyo? Ano po, students? Alam mo naman na walang pasok yung mga students. Alam niyo naman na hindi, I think marketable ba yung itong topic na to sa students? I think ang makaka-relate lang nito mga professors. So we need to take a look at this kind of journey para malaman natin to make sure na right market yung mga i-organize, yung right market, yung mga a-attend doon sa event ninyo. Well, in terms of the webinars, very scattered siya. When you take a look, let's say for example, I'm going to organize a webinar. Kahit hindi ko to market, sige, sasendan ko to ng link para dumami yung attendees. So, in terms on the in-person side, hindi mo siya magagawa na one day, let's say for example, 1 hour before the event, tatawagan niyo ako and sabihin na, Ivan, you attend the event kasi medyo konti pa yung attendees. Of course, it will be too much off doon sa mismong kinausap niyo and hindi siya well prepared. So automatic, you need to take a look back at your marketing campaign. If your first time to do a marketing campaign, makikita mo na yung mismong first part. Create the foundation. When you create the foundation, you need to set the goals, the vision, the values, your objective to make sure na magiging smart yung decision ninyo. What is SMART in marketing? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. When you say specific, what kind of event are you looking at? When you say specific, measurable, who are your, how many attendees na target ninyo? Attainable, are you going to organize that in a small or large rooms? Attainable, realistic. Okay. Tama na, very real ba yung date and time ng event natin? Organize tayo on the Friday of the 21st week of October. and time bound. In terms on the time bound, are you going to promote that na ba 1 week before the event, or ipopromote mo siya 1 week before, 1 month before the event, or 1 week before the event? So you need to take a look at the SMART goals. And before you organize an event, you go back to the basics. Mention the number. You create a foundation first before we jump in to the next steps. Okay, let's take a look at this video.
Hi, everybody!
Guys, we are here today at the Uniqlo Manila Global Flagship Store at Glorieta Fact.
That's right, Uniqlo is celebrating its 10th year anniversary here in the Philippines, and Uniqlo has a lot of special offers for everybody out there. So let's come in, let's check it out. Let's go.
Go!
Wow, thank you. Wow.
Nice!
All right, guys, we're so happy to be celebrating 10 years of Uniqlo in the Philippines. Congratulations and happy anniversary.
Congratulations! Watch out for more exciting announcements. Again,
Okay, if you-
happy
Happy
10th
anniversary!
Uniqlo!
One of the most well-known foreign brands that are now in the Philippines, Uniqlo. If you're wearing Uniqlo, it's not about the price. It's not about, ang layo ng store na pinuntahan ko eh. It's more on, affection, because you buy an item na very comfortable and na ma-maximize yung mismong expectation mo when you wear a Uniqlo shirt or a Uniqlo brand. They delivering the best-in-class basics for the masses. It offers high-quality basics and affordable prices. It has a diverse array of products and collaboration offered to shoppers. Meaning to say, they already put themselves into their shoes that their market is the masses, or the masses rather. And who would have thought that, the class A, B, C, or even the half of the C market are wearing Uniqlo. They're not thinking about the price. They're not thinking about, the location. Let's say, for example, if you're here in the Pandacan area, makikita mo na, okay, walang Uniqlo dito sa area na to. And I was shocked that magkakaroon na ng Uniqlo sa SM Manila, and also, meron ng Uniqlo sa SM City Santa Mesa. So, this company, Uniqlo, is now checking the whole segment, if kasi nalaman nila na okay, mabenta to sa masa. Automatic, what will be our next step? Syempre, dapat mabenta din for all segments. And they have this kind of journey wherein kapag nakita natin yung mga products nila na very very mura, very affordable, whether it's an undershirt or a sweatshirt or even shorts, I think ang magiging thinking ko na lang, even though mahal siya, basta presko, or even though mura siya, basta super maganda sa katawan ko, I'll buy Uniqlo. That's the psychological side of marketing. In your case, you will put that on your student experience journey. If you think that your project is geared towards technology, okay, you will tap an institute who have technology students. If you want to tap a broad market or a segment, maybe you can tap some of the relevant institutions. Let's say, for example, business, tourism, or even a technology. You will now create or craft a an event geared towards them. So you need to check first what type of market that you're looking for before you market the project or the event you are going to organize. The next one is working on offering and positioning. When we say positioning, it's how you call brand positioning. It's the process of positioning your brand in the mind of your customers. More than a tagline or a fancy logo, brand positioning is the strategy used to set your business apart from the rest. Okay, let's take a look at most of you are using Apple or iPhone. As we know, mahal ang Apple or mahal ang iPhone, even the MacBook, super mahal. Siguro, pag-iipunan mo siya one month, 2 months, or siguro a year. Because very expensive siya eh. Pero, if you take a look at their commercials, at their advertisement, they're not focusing on technology. They're not focusing on the hard selling part. Okay, you buy MacBook for only 39,000 pesos, for example. This brand allows us to, as marketer or as a marketing professional, this will allow us to realize na when you observe some of their advertisements, automatic, ang makikita ninyo yung selfie ng isang model. Makikita ninyo yung ambience ng environment, whether nasa urban ka or rural areas or even nasa forest ka. They're promoting accessibility. They're promoting not affordability or being inexpensive, but in a case, they are speaking na pag binili mo ko, you feel safe. Diba? Siguro you feel expensive but not the brand. You feel expensive because parang sarap sa pakiramdam bumili ng Apple or bumili ng iPhone. There's a psychological factor on that, and you can also do that in your case. You have the reputation whether you're cultivated or not, so you might as well create a brand positioning plan that can help you take control of your reputation and brand image. Here's the thing, when you look at some of the fastest growing companies or even the startups out there today, actually they are not really offering anything unique or nobody else has done that before. But what they do is they present a package in a unique way, just like what Apple did to their marketing campaigns. Same thing as let's say, for example, if let's take a look at Jollibee. When you check the Jollibee brand, well, for me, talagang makamasa talaga siya. Anyone can eat at Jollibee. Post-pandemic, bumalik na naman uli yung mga concerts. Most of our events are right now they're inviting some of the key K-pop artists or and virality, or meaning to say napapag-usapan siya anywhere. Let's say, for example, there's a K-pop fan who wants to eat at Jollibee. So syempre yung mga fans, or let's say for example yung tinatawag nilang armies, that's how they called if you're a fan of BTS. Yeah, you eat Jollibee if you go here in Jollibee. So there's a way to position yourself na hindi ka lang napangmasa. You're also in the section wherein pwede mong ipatry doon sa premium segment. In your case, you can also do that. Let's say, for example, there's there's an event and you're doing an event and the content is more on thanking the employees of your institution. Of course, you are not just inviting the administrators, but also inviting the students. Diba? So you can also tap, there are so many classifications. And in case, like what I mentioned last time, you need to put that in your student experience journey na okay, saan ba sila pwedeng i-invite? Most probably, may portions na hindi sila dito invite, may mga portion na dito sila invite. Dapat lang, when you market an event, hindi siya more on hard selling na, okay, masyadong pilit naman yung event ninyo, malapit na nga, masyadong pilit pa. So you need to take a look what kind of approach or a marketing content that you would like to message to these students. And also, the important thing to remember is nobody buys a product or services. It doesn't matter on what you are selling. For me, I'm not a really fan of iPhone, but if I'm going to buy that phone, most probably I bought that because of credibility, because of not the affordability, but for the sake of, magagamit mo siya into your work. Hindi hassle sa'yo because there are so many features na magbe-benefit. So, hindi tinake yung price, but benefits rather. Let's take a look at
When you're looking
IKEA.
for a mattress, anak, parang love yan. Hanapin mo yung bagay sa'yo. Baka bagay ka sa spring mattress para mas firm, o full mattress para mas malambot, o hybrid with pocket springs and foam for the best of both worlds. Basta, when you find the one, alam mo na agad, pwede nang ikasal, i-check out. May 10-year guarantee pa yan. How to find your perfect match. Mwah!
Okay, IKEA started to roll out their brand in the Philippines last 2017. So I'm thankful that I'm part of that, I'm part of that project, and some of our projects, I'm part of it, and we organize this kind of seminars, and most of our speakers are the Swedish retailers, and one of them is IKEA, and I'm one of the organizers. And when you take a look, okay, very affordable ba ang IKEA? What is the difference between when you buy an IKEA brand versus a brand na nabibili mo sa mall or even sa retail store that offers also the same product? At the heart of IKEA, success is value and affordability. IKEA stores also appeal to the subconscious mind, which is primary driver of decision making, which sustainability, comfortability, and pleasure of discovery. Pag pumasok ka ng IKEA, hindi ka na makakawala. If you're observing that, or some of you are already went to IKEA, and if you're thinking about that kind of marketing campaign of IKEA, and if we're going to apply that in our institution, most especially if we're going to project or organize an event on a premium segment, and that premium segment, ang target natin is estudyante, how will they going to appear as, let's say for example, ay atin ako niyan kasi very exciting yung awards night, very relevant sa akin. Or let's say for example, minarket mo siya sa iyong Facebook account, and invited these students na maging part ng isang awards night. Ano yung magbe-benefit sa kanila? What is the psychological factor for them to attend the event? Let's say, for example, if you're going to put yourselves in the shoes of IKEA, if there's any sustainability, comfortability, of pleasure, of discovery, you will think that, okay, even though na kung i-compare mo siya doon sa current na ginagamit kong item, and nakita ko sa IKEA, same lang din. Pero nakita mo IKEA siya, automatic bibilin mo yan. And if you think of it, lalo na sa event, let's say for example, if you're organizing an event, most especially doon sa mga premium events na gagawin ninyo or organize ninyo, you need to check you need to put that in your student experience journey and put that in a way na, okay, if it's awards night, okay, ang target natin students, what kind of content are we going to look at? What kind of approach are we going to spread out and give that to our colleagues, to the target media partners, or even if it's organic or paid, anong klaseng approach ba yung dapat natin gawin for them to realize na, okay, ang aha moment nila, very important sa inyo to because itong event na to na nagsisignify nung mismong team ng inyong event. Okay, second, I think that I will have two slides na lang, 2 or 3 slides. And the next one, you need to have a right marketing channels. A marketing channel is an online or offline, free or paid medium or platform. Ultimately, a marketing channel goal is to help you making sure that you are offering a product, service, or an event in a right channel. Once you got these 4 elements work, the next thing you need to know is how we actually now pick the right marketing channels to reach our audience. The mediums or the media we're going to be using is actually get this message right from your audience. It will really comes down to your resources or your assets. What do you have more of, time or money? So ito na yung maraming katanungan. Masyadong magastos pag nag-invest sa social media. Wala naman akong budget. Makaagamit pa ba kami ng social media? Of course, yes. There are 2 kinds of strategy. There's an organic and there's a paid. If you don't have much marketing budget, but if you have time, then you have think about a more organic marketing strategy. So let's take a look at this section. If you're going to use organic marketing, you will be using your organic social media, the classic or regular posting. And then most probably, if you're going to post today, expect that you will have 2 or 3 likers or sometimes no sharing of your post. Strategic partnerships. If you're going to partner with your co-department or institute or a faculty, you can do strategic planning. Affiliate marketing, if you want to partner with student organizations, you will ask them to, okay, if you're going to partner with student organizations, most especially, what are the operating costs? Ano ba yung gagawin ng organizations? Ano ba yung gagawin ng mismong event organizer? Okay, ang gagawin ng mismong educational, yung mismong organizer, okay, we will do the logistics and costing. But on the student leadership side or the organization, for the student organization, they will create a promotion, vlogging, generic traffic promotion. Well, if it's relevant for you to put vlogging at the heart of your marketing plan, maybe you can top vloggers na sikat or well-known or something na kilala doon sa institution because they have reach. On the other hand, if you want to put a money over time, then you want to focus on how you can invest money into the right platform, and it will actually help you reach your target students and stakeholders. Once you identify the platforms your students most hanging out online, maybe you want to consider targeting capabilities of these individual platforms. Okay, let's say for example, if you have any webinar or public webinars, automatic you will promote that via social media because it's a webinar format. If it's a in-person or a face-to-face event, automatically you will put a costing in. Let's say for example, if you need to have a more aggressive on the media side, you will invite media partners, you will invite this media institutions. If you want to invite other universities, let's say for example Juan de la Cruz University, we will invite these universities and colleges, these secondary schools, these elementary institutions, if the target is relevant for them, and then you need to have marketing on that. And also, like Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, or media partner agencies. So if you want to have a paid marketing on your marketing plan, you can do that if may naka-align na budget. If not, no worries because you have organic marketing. Let's take a look at TikTok.
Happy anniversary!
The thing about mental illness is that it's an invisible force but a strong one.
Use the secret military technique to help you to fall asleep within 2 minutes.
This is the resume that got me interviews at all these amazing companies.
Budgeting tips to manage your salary.
Having anxiety before or during the exam is normal.
Okay, TikTok, I started using TikTok last 2020. Nagbabrowse lang ako ng TikTok. And I saw some of the millennial generations when they put their camera dun sa isang pwesto, they will dance, they will sing. Sometimes they will do mukbangs. They eat a lot. And aside from that, there are as per TikTok study, they want to tap an untapped market. Meaning to say, ito yung mga corporate, educational institution just like yours, non-government institutions. TikTok's educational push opens up avenues for brands and connect with Gen Z in an entirely new way. In May 2020, the platform announced its initiative, Learn on TikTok, recognizing the vast demand for educational content amongst young people on TikTok. If you think that TikTok is relevant to your marketing plan or marketing campaigns, you can tap TikTok. As what you've seen in the TikTok video that I attached in my presentation, I realized that, let's say for example, I saw, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mighty Magulang, the one who always speaks about the history. That part is more on edutainment. You are knowing, ito pala yung history ni ganito, ito pala yung nangyari, ito pala yung, let's say for example, if you're a fan of former presidents, you will check na ito pala yung kanilang mga descendants. So, you can tap TikTok as part of your, creative tool for you to tap the untapped market. If you think that you want to tap, let's say for example, if in case na merong unwanted na something that will happen, let's say for example, malakas na ulan or something na suspension of classes, you can do an event, although hindi nga lang in person, but you can still mindful with your objective na even though you want to aggressively tap a in-person or face-to-face event, you can reach out your students, you can reach out this target market in TikTok. I'm not promoting TikTok, but as I observed that some of institutions are using TikTok. Even the individual, like what I mentioned, the blogger a while ago. And you can also do an in-person event. Let's say, for example, a unified event, both in person and digital, to celebrate the best of the best when it comes to creative and effective learning innovation in the Philippines. Let's say, for example, if you want to do a live streaming, let's say, for example, on the 21st week of October, we will be having an award ceremony. So, syempre, aside dun sa mga hindi makakapunta na event, let's say, for example, you already have 80 attendees but you want to tap yung mga nasa social media. You can create a TikTok account and let's say, for example, ABCD university or college or school, and you will find a way for you to reach doon sa mga students or even alumni or yung gusto mga manonood to watch your event. If it's a seminar or a generic event, you can use a unified event. If not, you can use only online platform. If you want to use an in-person event only, well, okay, pwede naman. Pero if you want to create a more unified event, because sa pinag-uusapan natin dito, innovation, your responsibility is to making sure na bago yung makikita ng mga student. In the eyes of the consumers, in the eyes of the students, in the eyes of the stakeholders, you need to have a new way of marketing to tap them. And lastly, mapping out the content funnel. It's as I mentioned to my, I think, second or third slide, the rise of content creators. Now we know that the platforms we're going to utilize to reach our audience, we will go back to student experience journey to figure out the message relevant to our target market. Some of the questions you want to ask yourself, or what might our students and stakeholders searching for the learning and participation? I'll give you an example. Let's say, for example, you will be having an event. Let's say, for example, a national artist. As we know, if we're going to invite a national artist, automatic, the big players, the industry captains, the student, the higher student leader officers needs to go there. Our question: how will going to market? How can we craft a good content plan for us to reach out with them? Kasi mahirap, very traditional if we're going to use, okay, invitations. Invitation is really an effective tool. But if we want to tap more of a segment wherein, okay, if these national artists, ang gusto nating maging attendees dyan, let's say, for example, yung mga fourth year students na pwedeng mag-inspire sa kanila. Siguro yung faculty or institute or students na ang mga course relevant to arts and sciences. So, of course, you aside from tapping the limited number of student leaders, but you want to tap, if we need to have a good market for this artist or for this guest, we need to create a content plan for us to make sure na kapag yung message may release sa kanila, it will be nicer for them to attend because it's like a legacy event. When I'm going to attend the event, parang it's like a legacy for me na makita itong isang kilalang tao na to. So the funnel works as a unified whole and also simplify the journey and make it and easier for organizations to follow. These solutions map out each stage of their client's decision-making process. Okay. We had an event last August, and the challenge there is how paano ko i-schedule yung mga event, yung mga postings ko in terms on dealing with, kasi it's a public event, it's a B2B but a public event. So of course, I need to create a good content. If you have, whether it is a premium or a mid-segment, meaning ito yung mga event na relevant sa seminars on different topics, or a mass event that geared towards a masses, no, a public event, you need to have a good packaging to market that. So syempre, I ensure that my audience, my current and prospect audience need to understand ano yung reason, what are the reasons of my institution to exhibit? What are the benefits to exhibit in my event? What are the reasons? Who are these sponsors? You need to promote these sponsors as part of partnership. If you want to tap sponsors or partners, and what's new in this event? Of course, you need to have a content. Ano yung mga bago sa event na to? Ano yung, kung naka-attend na sila last 2 years, ano yung mga bago na makikita nila ngayon sa event na to? And then some announcements like 1 week away, few days left, few days away, last chance to register. And even during the event, you need to have a top social media manager or a marketing in charge in your department to monitor and take some photos to promote the event live. So that's how I put the scheduling part or the content funnel. How do I schedule my content? When will it be? If it's Friday or if it's Thursday, what time? If it's morning, what time? And during the event, since we're busy, what is the best time to schedule it? No worries if you want to post that in your Facebook. Automatic, you are practically going to have a scheduling section there. So makikita nyo doon, may mga scheduling part doon. Pwede mo siyang gawin, let's say for example, 1 month before the event, if you want to market 5 to 6 postings, hindi ka na yung mag-aantabay na dapat 8 o'clock magpo-post na ako. Teka lang, 7 o'clock, nakalimutan kong gagawa muna ako, pagdating ng 8, ipopost ko. Tapos biglang dumating na ng 8:30, okay, nasira na yung scheduling mo. So in Facebook, may scheduling part siya wherein pwede mo na siyang ma-schedule ng 5 to 6 postings. If your event is on 21st of the October, you can schedule that a month. Let's say for example, 2 postings per week or 3 postings per week. So you can now have a uniform and balanced marketing activity. Okay. Before we end the presentation, I saw a posting yesterday, and according to Canva founder Melanie Perkins, she's the co-founder of Canva, and before she started Canva, she worked with different companies. And there are some unwanted events na feel niya. Let's say for example, men are more aggressive than women, and in terms on the balancing of the time, very struggling yung schedule, maraming work. So she realized na I think baka makagawa ako ng isang platform na very affordable, very well fun, and something that will make my heritage, my Filipino heritage will be proud of me because I'm a Filipina, and so on and so forth. And she started Canva. And right now, Canva is one of the most successful startup companies, not just in Australia, but in the world. and it is now competing with the Adobe, um, mostly Adobe, Google, and other big companies. The lesson is that, you know, um, even though you started in a rough, in a rough direction, you will still you will experience learnings, more realizations na pwede nating gawin to improve our project. And in case you already have a current project, you just have to improve it and, adding more value based on the um, campaign plans that I presented a while ago. And also, if you are starting to organize pa, kumbaga, you have a small number of population, you have to, you have a lot of time and effort to check out what's in it in your institutions. You study, you read, and you talk to your friends, you talk to your colleagues. You need to check out what's in it in your institution, what kind of topics that are geared towards the students. Are we going to use both platforms when we do a big event, or a small or a medium event? Are we going to use TikTok? Are we going to use Facebook? Of majority, you can use that as a source of innovation. And with that, thank you for your time and effort in listening to my presentation. And if you have any questions, you can write it in a chat box. And I think we still have 10 minutes for the Q&A. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Sir Ivan, for that, for explaining with us the science behind marketing. So actually, sir, what really caught my attention is that if we will put this in the context of librarianship, was how empathy works in creating our own marketing strategy. What our customers or audience would like to see is about positioning ourselves at their position so that we can create a more impactful content that will actually resonate with them. Again, let's give our speaker a virtual round of applause using the reaction button. So at this point in time, we are opening the floor for any questions or clarifications that you have in mind. So please feel free to unmute yourselves or click the raise hand button there. And you can send in your question via our chat box. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to put them in our chat box if you are shy to speak. So meron po ba tayong questions or clarifications? Anyone from our participants? So, yan, general type ang strategy ni Sir sa pag-present, but we can contextualize this in our own field, no, in librarianship. So, do we have questions, or Sir, can they contact you if they have questions? Okay, so they can send you an email for that.
Yeah, you can I will type my email address.
Yes, kasi minsan, sir, they are just thinking of questions pa. All right. So yan. Si Sir Ivan has posted his email address in our chat box. So if you want to ask questions with regard to marketing strategy, you can reach for him via his email address. All right. So I think we don't have any questions. And now for the awarding of Certificate of Appreciation, let me share my screen. All right, so let me read. So PAARL presents this Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Ivan Ray T. Verzonilla in grateful recognition and sincere appreciation for sharing his invaluable time, knowledge, and expertise as a speaker for the talk entitled The Next Normal for Marketing, Building a Successful Marketing Brand in the Digital Library Environment, held online on October 7, 2022. This will be signed by our Vice President, Dr. Maria G. Gamolo, and of course, our President, Ms. Sharon M. Samaniego. Let's give him a round of applause, everyone. So thank you so much,
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
sir. And of course, to give her closing remarks, let's have our Vice President, Dr. Maria G. Gamolo. Hi, Doc Gia.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon,
afternoon.
everyone. So our precious time flies like an arrow. So it's about to end our webinar. So I believe that all of us have well done in this MGDLS 4. The next normal for marketing, building a successful brand in the digital library environment. So it is my great pleasure that we had a fruitful discussions today. I can conclude that the purpose of this MGDLS4 has been completely accomplished. So I would like to pay my deep respect to all of you, the participants, for attending in this forum. So on behalf of the PAARL Board 2022, we give thanks to Mr. Ivan Reti Verzonilla, who took time off from his busy schedule to accept the invitation. Actually, brinaso ko. Brinaso ko na lang si Sir. Yes, oo. And then the participants also, kayo pong lahat na umattend, for generously support and accept our invitation. Mabuhay po kayo. Above all, we thank God Almighty to make this event happen. As always, to God and country, all be the glory. So, as I end, I want to promote again and invite you for the upcoming event of PAARL on October 27, 2022. We have a webinar again on website development for libraries with Mr. Chito and Angeles as our resource speaker. And at the same time, on that day, we have a PAARLnet General Assembly. So yung mga member po ng PAARL, yan, may General Assembly po after the talk of Mr. Chito Angeles. So for more details about the PAARL's activities, you may visit the PAARL social media channels. So again, thank you and God bless you all. Happy weekend to all.
Ayan, nag-market na si Doc Gia.
Nag-market na.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Doc Gia, for that. So just a reminder to accomplish the post-evaluation form posted in our chat box. So this is a requirement for you to get your e-certificate. All right. So thank you, everyone, for attending our today's webinar on the next normal for marketing, building a successful marketing brand in the digital library environment. This is Ana Loriza Sahona, and on behalf of PAARL, thank you for joining us today and have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Access the link.
Miss Ana.
Miss Ana?
Thank you.
Photo
Yes.
Pwedeng picture po with the participants.
Yes, we have a photo op for documentation purposes. If you're comfortable, please turn on your cameras. All right. So who will take the screenshot? Ma'am Geraldine or Ma'am Marivic?
Yeah.
Yes, this one is for our documentation purposes.
Panel 1. Smile. Panel 2. Smile. Panel 3. Smile. Okay, done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye po. Yung
Post-eval
post-evaluation.
po. Yes, the post-evaluation is already posted in our chat box, so you please access that. Remember, that is a requirement for you to get your e-certificate. For those who have not received their official receipt I'll send them over this weekend, okay? So, hindi pa tapos yung iba. Thank you so much.
Hi po, Doc Gia. Ay, may mga ano pala. May iba pa palang participants.
You can stop the recording na po.
Ay, okay. Ako po ang nagre-record. Thank you.